A hog supplier is driving into a quarantine zone, and right away you can feel something is off. His truck is surrounded by volunteers who start spraying it with disinfectant as if it were dangerous. When he casually asks what's going on, one of them mentions a leak in the biotech district, but they brush it off like it's nothing serious. But you can already tell something bigger is happening. The driver is annoyed because these leaks keep ruining his livestock, and honestly, he just wants to get out of there. But then things take a strange turn. His phone rings, he gets distracted, and suddenly crashes into something. He steps out and realizes he hit a deer. It doesn't look like it is alive, so he just leaves. But this is where it gets creepy. Moments after he drives away, the deer suddenly comes back to life and its eyes look completely unnatural. This is where the movie quietly tells you that something terrifying has already begun. Meanwhile, we are introduced to Syoku, a fund manager who is completely focused on money and work. He is sitting with a client, talking about stocks like nothing else matters. But then he sees a news article about fish mysteriously dying in a reservoir. That one headline is enough for him to panic. He immediately calls his assistant and orders him to sell all shares of a chemical company. His assistant hesitates, saying it could cause massive losses. But Syoku doesn't care. He demands obedience. Right here, you understand his character. He is smart, but also cold and selfish. After that, we see his personal life, and honestly, it's not going well. He argues with his ex-wife about their daughter, Suan. She wants custody, and she has a point because Syoku is always busy and absent. Suan just wants to spend her birthday with her mom, but he can't even promise that. This is what makes things emotional. He goes home and finds Suan secretly talking to her mom on the phone, clearly upset. He tries to cheer her up with a gift, but it turns out it's the same one he gave her last year. That moment really shows how disconnected he is as a father. But then something changes. After watching a recording of her failed school recital where she was too upset to perform, he finally realizes he's hurting her. So he decides to take her to Busan to see her mother. This is where everything starts moving. Early in the morning, they head out together. On the way, Syoku tries to act like a good father, giving life advice about working hard and following one's passion. But then, suddenly, chaos flashes around them. They narrowly avoid crashing into a truck, and they see fire trucks rushing toward a burning building. You can feel the world starting to fall apart, but they still don't fully understand it yet. Soon after that, they reach the train station and board the KTX train to Busan. Everything feels normal at first. There are different passengers, each with their own story. There's a tough guy named Sanghwa with his pregnant wife Song Kyung, a group of baseball players, and some older sisters traveling together. It feels like a normal journey. But then, this is where things take a dark turn. A girl with strange wounds manages to sneak onto the train unnoticed. She looks weak, barely able to walk. Meanwhile, a strange man is acting paranoid, saying everyone is going to end. At first, people ignored him, but then the injured girl collapses. A train attendant goes to help her, and this is what happened next. The girl suddenly transforms into something horrifying. She becomes a zombie and attacks the attendant. And just like that, the infection begins to spread. The worst part is yet to come. Within seconds, chaos erupts. The zombie attacks more people and they start turning too. The virus spreads unbelievably fast. People who were sitting calmly just moments ago are now screaming and running for their lives. Soku grabs Suan and runs. This is where survival instincts kick in. The zombies flood through the train cars, chasing everyone. Meanwhile, Sanghwa steps up as a true hero. He fights off zombies with pure strength, protecting his wife and others. Soku, on the other hand, still thinks selfishly. At one point, he even shuts a door on Sanghwa to save himself and his daughter. That moment shows his true nature. But Sanghwa still manages to survive and later confronts him. This creates tension between them. After that, something important is discovered. The zombies react to sight. If they can't see you, they don't attack. This becomes a key survival trick. They cover windows and use darkness to hide. But even with that, danger is everywhere. The train is no longer safe. Then comes another shocking moment. The train is supposed to stop at a station where the military will help them. Everyone feels hopeful. But when they arrive, the station is completely empty. It feels wrong. And then suddenly they see it. The military has already turned into zombies. This is where hope completely shatters. Panic spreads again and people are attacked left and right. Seok-woo tries to escape with Suan, even choosing a secret route suggested by his rich client. But Suan calls him out for being selfish. That moment hits hard. Even his own daughter sees who he really is, and slowly you begin to see him change. Meanwhile, more sacrifices happen. People risk their lives to save others. Sang-hwa becomes the emotional heart of the story. He fights again and again to protect everyone. But then comes one of the most heartbreaking moments. He gets bitten. Knowing he's going to turn, he holds off the zombies so others can escape. Before he is gone forever, he tells Seok-woo to take care of his wife and unborn child. This is where Seok-woo finally breaks. He realizes how wrong he has been. After that, the survivors face another kind of danger. Not zombies, but people. Some passengers refuse to let them into a safe train car, fearing they might be infected. This is where human selfishness becomes just as dangerous as the zombies. Eventually, that same selfishness leads to their downfall when the zombies break in and wipe them out. As the journey continues, the group becomes smaller and smaller. One by one, people end or turn. Every moment feels tense. Every decision matters. And then comes the final stretch toward Busan. But even then, it's not easy. There are obstacles on the tracks, crashed trains, and more zombies. The survivors have to move carefully, jumping between trains and avoiding danger at every step. And just when things seem like they might work out, tragedy strikes again. Seok-woo gets bitten while protecting the others. This is the moment where everything comes full circle. The man who started as selfish is now ready to sacrifice himself. He takes Suan to safety and teaches her how to stop the train. He promises she will see her mother. And then, in one of the most emotional scenes, he walks away. As he begins to turn, he remembers the day Suan was born. That memory brings a smile to his face, and then he jumps off the train, choosing to go as a human instead of becoming a monster. That moment hits really hard because you see his full transformation, not into a zombie, but into a better person. Finally, Suan and the pregnant woman reach Busan. The military is there, but they don't know if the survivors are infected. They are about to shoot them. But then, Suan starts singing the song she couldn't sing before. Her voice echoes, emotional and pure. And that's what saves them. The soldiers realize they are human, and that's how the story ends. After everything, only 2 survivors remain. But what stays with you is not just the horror, but the message. In a world falling apart, the real question is not just how to survive, but what kind of person you choose to be. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm really curious to see what you guys think. And don't forget to subscribe to get more amazing content from your favorite channel.